Um, I don't know, but I can't hear you. I can't tell if you're mic or me. Why is hang on? I'll find the fix, but wait, talk.
Hello.
Let's restart the show. We're gonna run that intro again,
Good,
alright?
Good, excellent. Fucking hell.
Alright.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Richard Lewis Show. I'm your host, Richard Lewis. Joining me as he does often, maybe, I don't know, maybe not much longer. It's Sam Davis. He presses the buttons. Sometimes the right ones. Yeah, sometimes the right ones, sometimes the wrong ones. Who knows? Anyway, look, I actually use the show as a means to talk to Sam, basically, because I just don't see him or hear from him in between episodes. Like, it's crazy. So where have you been? What have you been doing?
Nothing fucking meaningful, really, but nothing with any worth, like.
Right. Well, you said you were at, what was it, fucking Beef Eaters today or something?
Yeah, I went out for some grub. I had a food.
Yeah.
I had a mixed grill. That was quite large. That's what I mean,
Yeah.
but just existing. Nothing really interesting. Just a couple of beers here and there, a couple of fucking meals.
So you haven't been expanding on that casting career?
Nah.
You know, no.
Nah.
It's nothing.
I'm just gonna wait until someone asks me, mate. I think I'm gonna call into the niche of that caster that you just see once a year, and every now and then,
Oh,
I
yeah.
go, who's this fucking fat retard? Like, let's see what he can do.
Reasonable. By the way, speaking of that, right? Look, those who watched the last episode, right, will remember there was a story that we did in it where the girl did have some features that were similar to yours, mate.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
and you-
yeah.
And you denied it. You denied it, and said that it looked nothing like you.
Yeah,
and
I
I said
still
it look-
stand by ya.
And I said it looked a bit like you. And obviously, chat being chat, they were a bit more
right.
hysterical and said that, yeah, it was identical. So when I was going through the Discord, which, by the way, everyone should jump on if you're new, get on the Richard Lewis Discord. I don't know how you do
LewisSports.com/Discord.
do that, right? Then you can join in and put stories in that, you might want us to talk about on the podcast. But anyway, I went in one of the channels and somebody had put a picture, Sam, where they took the girl's face. It was like that film with Nicolas Cage, really. They took the girl's face and they'd put it where your face was. And I'm not going to lie, mate.
Yeah,
It was all right.
I mean, the only thing that is similar is the glasses. I mean, that's
Right,
just
bring-
not the same face,
just-
mate. There's no
bring
way
it
you
up.
can say
Bring it
that's
up,
what
bring it up.
my face
Bring it
looks
up, bring it up, bring it up, and then compare it to your photo on your Twitter, and we'll let the people decide. We'll let the people decide.
like. Right, hang on. The alert box, there we go.
There you go.
Let me find mine.
We'll just let the people decide. That's I'm a big fan of democracy.
Yeah, but you know what the people like, mate? They're a bit fucking
But this
not
I
great, are they?
now, I don't know, mate. It's
Hang on, let me close this alert box. There we go.
yeah.
I mean, it's not the same face. Is it? Is it though? I mean, right, for a start, let's break this down. Look at my nose, right? See, man, I've got two profound nostrils there. Indented nostrils, I'd say.
Yeah,
Pretty
the nose.
close in.
The
And
nose
then,
is different.
Look at this nose, mate. How's that the same nose drive?
Fair enough. The nose is the noses do not match. I will agree with that. But come on, mate.
And the mouth doesn't. Look, I got a nice afternoon smile. She's having a frown.
I'm not surprised she's having a frown, mate. Someone held up a mirror, like.
Sad.
The eyebrows are fucking spot on.
The eyebrows ain't far off. I'll give you that.
Yeah, 100%.
Eyebrows.
She obviously goes to the same opticians. She goes to fucking the same local Specsavers.
She's got like a little leopard print or something on hers, or they're bronze or something.
Yeah, look good on you.
I guess I'm like.
Oh man. So that was good. That was like a nice little treat. It's always good when people interact and stuff. But anyway, we'll leave that there. Obviously, for the purposes of the podcast, the people who are just watching me play Kingdom Come already know this. I went to Vegas for a few days. Wanted to hang out with some, old pals from Vegas, and I had to go talk to a few people anyway. And got introduced to some friends of friends and some new people. And we ended up going out. And I believe what they say, the kids say, having it large, I believe.
Having it large.
Yeah, because it was Chinese New Year.
Right.
So there was a lot of Chinese businessmen out there celebrating the New Year.
Gambling season, right?
Yeah. And it was crazy how busy it was.
Is this something to do with a certain year? Because it's the year of the dog. Does the dog represent luck or something?
I don't know if it's anything to do with that. I mean, it's just a different animal every Chinese New Year. So, but yeah, it is year of the dog. You're right. And so we were just in Vegas, and it was one of those situations where it just like spiraled out of control.
Yeah, I saw the pictures on Twitter as soon as I saw you get into a limo with a random guy like game over, or more like game begins.
Yeah, it was definitely game begins. For those that didn't see it, I'll get my tweet so you can put this up. But basically, what happened was I got took to a nightclub, and the people that took me there, they had basically like hired a sort of like not a booth, but just a seating, like right on the middle of the dance floor. There's like this area where all the high rollers can go, and they hired that, right? So we were right there, on like surrounded by people dancing, but it was cordoned off. We had bodyguards and security there, and obviously that costs like a few thousand just to get that. That's without drinks, just to have that seating in this club. And then what the DJ was playing, and they said, "Watch this," and I didn't know what they were going to do, and then they paid the club to have it say the Richard Lewis Show under the DJ.
That's big,
right? That
should have had like our Lewis reports, mate. Should have got some fucking free follows.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Could have went large.
No, that was their idea, and obviously I didn't want to say, "Oh, mate, where's my Twitter
come on, where's my plug?"
Yeah, you spent, you've just spent $500 to get the Richard Lewis Show up. So there was all these people dancing around like the Richard Lewis Show.
Should have got
and then
mate. That would have been unbelievable.
Yeah, and then there was they brought over like the table service for the drinks, which you can see here, and what we didn't mix them. There was all these ladies in attire that you couldn't wear on Twitch because of the terms of service, and they were pouring the drinks for us, and it was, I was fucking blitzed because I'm on this keto diet. I kept getting woke up by like a lady in fishnet stockings saying, "Here's a sugarless Red Bull vodka for you. That'll wake you up, won't it, sir?" And I'm like, yeah. This is great, lads. This is fucking great. You're all my best.
Everyone uses to wake up in Vegas, isn't it, mate? Those sugar-free Red Bulls keeps Vegas churning.
So it got to like fucking 4 a.m. and I had to bounce. But before we left, I saw the guys sign off the tab, and it was $12,000 we got through somehow. It was like a party of six, mate. It was fucking ridiculous. So.
I spent $2,000 a person.
Bit of a stinger, but a good time was had. And then I went back to bed, and I mean, I don't remember getting there. I remember watching them sign the check, and then I teleported instantly, to my hotel suite. And I woke up, missed my flight. Not to worry. Not to worry. It was covered. So I was like, there was no way I was going to make 11 a.m. We'll just push it back to 3. It's covered. Missed that one too. Wasn't even asleep. Was too fucked up. Couldn't, like, legitimately couldn't even stand. I was like, fuck, you know. Right. It was really bad. I'll tell you.
Mate, the level of not asked to just be in the hotel and be like, you know what? Fuck the second one and all. I'm staying in bed.
The second one.
And you know, like, the maid's knocking on the door, like, sir, you're supposed to leave. I'll have another night.
That was it as well. Like, the maid knocked on the door and came in doing the housekeeping thing because I hadn't put the do not disturb on because I was obviously expecting to get up early. Yeah, and she came in and like she could just hear me like going, I was just like proper dying. And she came in and was going, it's very dark in here. And I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking plan. She's going, are you sure you don't want me to open a curtain? No! Like, get out. So then I ordered like room service and ate, and that like helped sober me up. But I literally had to call down and say like, listen, what's the latest you can check me out? Because I am fucked up beyond all recognition. And they were like 6. And I was like, nice. So I was like, right, okay. So I was sort of lying there, just trying to compose my strength and that. Desperately ringing up Delta. What's the latest flight I can get? Because you will not you will not let me on a plane. So I flew out at like 11:30. But before that, obviously, I've got all these hours to kill, and I wasn't in a suitable mindset to just go around a casino. Because I'll tell you one thing, Vegas is one of the best places in the world to get fucked up, but it's one of the worst places to have a hangover. End of fucking story. Lights, noise, people, it's the pits. So I beat the system, Sam. I beat the fucking system. There's a place which has a huge IMAX cinema. Yeah, and I fucking got myself one of them big reclining seats right in the front, and I watched Black Panther.
Oh, big.
Yeah, and it was fucking big because it was just like, yep, this is sound. I don't have to deal with anybody. No one's going to fuck with me. For 2.5 hours, I can be all about Wakanda. Anyway, we can tap into some of the other stuff that I want to talk about. So one of the regular things we have that we talk about on the show is like, what the fuck is going on with airlines? And people will remember in a previous episode where I went on a big fucking rant about how children below a certain age, which I arbitrarily set to age 8, shouldn't be allowed on planes. Now, I don't know if people think that's a joke or whatever. I've said, listen, it's kind of tongue in cheek, but I'm gonna tell you, I do believe it. Not really. I do believe it. I think there's got to be a caveat. You know, like, you need to understand the risk if you take a child on a plane, and if you can't control, your child, the same way as if you can't control yourself, because you are responsible for that child, they should fucking stop the plane and land
round
and deplane you. Same as if you were drunk. Same as if you were causing a scene. Same as if you were caught smoking. You must be able to control your children in a public place. End of story. Parenting 101. Right? And people said, oh, there was people fucking tweeting at me, Sam, saying you're an idiot. You're a scumbag. How dare you say, I'm a parent of 2. All fucking parents, by the way. Well done. Well done.
Well, I've been breeding, and I think.
Yeah. My life sucks now. Right? My life is shit. So fuck you for saying I don't have a right to make your life shit too. That is the parental mantra. And again, like, it doesn't fucking start and end with planes, does it? You ever walk down a high street when the pram squad's out, all lined up in a row, all having their conversation? Well, I'll just walk on a fucking road, shall I? Just walk on the road. Sorry, because you've got a pram.
I'll just walk for this fucking bus then, shall I? Because you've been breeding. So
yeah, you've had a breed, so everyone else, you know.
Everyone else has to run through traffic.
Right? You know, I guess that's it, is it? We all just got to deal with that. You know, the amount of times as well, like just in a public place, a restaurant, kids just had a shit. I can smell the shit. Parents aren't going to change it until it gets home. You
just imagine you putting your hand up in the restaurant. Waiter. Yeah, so it's problem. He's done a shit, didn't he?
The kid's done a shit. The kid's done a shit. Honestly,
remove the shit.
I know this has happened to people in the chat. I know this must have happened to you. This is a fucking experience that happens to people. You go to a restaurant. You know, look, again, kids can't help it, right? I'm not angry at the baby in this equation, you understand. It's the parents. It's always the parents. Kids are kids. But you know, like when kids just do that thing when they just like start grunting, like, and you know they're just bending out a biscuit into the nappy, right? And let me tell you, baby shit is fucking potent, dude. And if you think fucking 1 inch of fucking Pampers is going to keep that stench from wafting into my nostrils, you're very naive. And I am sick of fucking parents who just be like, oh, baby's done a boom boom, we'll go home in 40 minutes. No. No.
Here's a general rule. You should never leave your baby in shit for longer than you'd sit in your own shit.
Right?
So if you shit yourself right now, would you be like, I'll just change out in 30 minutes, take out on the chin?
If I can smell your baby's shit while I'm trying to put something in my mouth, it's really going to ruin the experience for me.
That's really ruined this chocolate mousse.
Yeah, fucking right it has. And everything else. But they're just so unreasonable. It's so unreasonable. You know. And I just don't understand why you would want to inflict your kids on someone else. But we all know fucking parents are so fucking stressed out. They all tell you the things they think about. Google it. Can't say it probably. But parents go up and down and it's stressful. And so why would you want to do that to somebody else who opted out? I don't understand. I really don't. So the planes, it's like they've forgotten what a plane is. We're locked in.
We're in the sky, mate.
Yeah, we are locked in on a journey that there's no brakes. You don't stop. You're up there, and they cram you in. There's no doors. There's nowhere to hide.
100 years ago, they'd execute you for being a witch, and now you're just doing it with a kid.
So I saw this video, Sam, of this kid on a flight. And it was covered in all the mainstream news. Passengers recall flight from hell after 3-year-old screamed for 8 hours straight. Listen, mate.
What?
If that was happening to me, word to your mother, I would I'd set off the smoke alarm or something. I'd do something.
That's it. I'm sparking one. I'm going home.
Yeah, I'd make us land. You know, an hour of that. Right. Time to deplane. I don't care. Lock me the fuck up. I'd rather be in fucking jail, right, than listen to that for 8 hours. It's so unreasonable, right? So here's the video. And, like, if people think this is acceptable, I don't know what to tell you. I cannot sympathize. I'm sorry, I can't sympathize. I sympathize with everyone else on the plane. I do not sympathize with the parent here. So,
oh my god, that's an autoplay screech.
Yeah, let me know when you want a 3, 2, 1 it.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
That ear-piercing scream is an unruly child on a transatlantic flight to New York.
Oh my
The
goodness.
passengers describe an 8-hour flight from hell with non-stop and nerve-jangling screaming and fussing. They even covered their ears to drown out the 3-year-old.
Nah.
His mom was overheard telling flight attendants he has behavioral problems. Passenger
Sure does.
Shane Townley shot the video.
She kind of looked like she was used to it. He was climbing all over the chairs. He was just screaming, would not let up. He was running up and down the aisles. There was nothing she could do.
Before the plane even took off from Germany, the child's mother could be heard asking a flight attendant to turn on the Wi-Fi so the child could be appeased with an iPad.
No,
She was
my
also
we
heard
can't do it.
screaming, "Calm down."
Turn on the Wi-Fi. We're on a plane. Yeah, let's turn it on. Let me plug it in.
Passengers sure were relieved when the flight finally landed at Newark International Airport after 8 hours of screaming.
Oh,
The worst flight ever
goodness.
happened in August, but the video just came to light today. So what should you do to control an unruly child on a plane? We asked parenting expert Liz Stern.
Don't
You need to
take
come
'em.
on this plane prepared because you
And
know
listen
the
to this.
baby is going to start crying. Passengers are going to get upset, but you need, as a parent, to actively be prepared for this. Snacks are really important. To have snacks prepared for the baby or the child. Also, a
Snacks,
book,
yeah,
maybe a
yeah.
favorite book or a
Books
favorite
and
toy. You
toys,
can also try an
right, right.
iPad, download
Yeah.
ahead of time songs that a baby might like to soothe
iPad,
the baby.
yeah.
Tips that could have prevented this nightmare flight.
Has anyone got any peanuts?
Right.
Has anyone got peanuts in a newspaper?
Here's another thing that would just stop that issue, right? You know, iPad good, snacks good. A flight attendant coming up and saying, you've got 5 fucking minutes to get that fucking kid to get its subnormal head down or you're off the fucking plane because everyone else has paid to be on the plane. You get that, right? And you're the disruptive element. So why the fuck should everyone else have to suffer because you're a shit parent? End of discussion. This is it. This is the smoking gun for me now. Kids on planes, fuck off. Here's how it's got to work from now on. If you cannot control your child, you're going to be given a nominal amount of time. Fuck it. 5
hours.
minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. And then if the kid still hasn't sorted itself
He
out,
only gets 15 minutes of crying.
yeah, that's
That
that.
seems unreasonable.
Then we're having a fucking land.
Mate, are you cried for longer than 15 minutes? Surely he's gonna have longer than that.
Hey, I'd be crying for 15 minutes if I had to listen to that, but mine's a nice, delicate fucking whimper, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, end of story. Like, I mean, what? Because, you know, I understand it would be unreasonable to have, like, a fucking air marshal come out and deploy a tranquilizer to it. I understand. I understand that's unreasonable.
But do it to the sport peacock. If he starts going wild, definitely come out and tranquilise him.
But come the fuck on. Like, enough's enough, man. People just think it's like, oh, the world must bend for me because of my hardships. No, listen, I made the right choices. Do you see me bringing a kid onto a plane? No. Will you ever see that? No. So I'm never going to be the guy that's responsible for everyone else on a plane having a bad fucking experience. You are. You know, like, she's not even on the video. If that was me, I don't know what I'd be doing. I'd line up. I'd stand outside of the plane where everyone was coming out and I would let everyone slap me in the face. Like that fucking scene from Airplane.
Thing is,
Yep, sorry. Yep, deserved that. Yep, I'm really sorry. At least then, you know, there's some fucking catharsis. It's just disgraceful.
can't you just take the kid in the toilet and just stay in there? At least you've got some like sound protection. Just close the door in the toilet and try and calm down there.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's just fucking disgraceful. And then you see something like that where everyone's calm and coped with it for 8 hours. And then you read fucking stories like this, which this is unreasonable. So this was a story from Transavia Airlines. Had to
Where's
make
that?
an emergent. I don't know. They had to make an emergency landing after a passenger's farting sparked a fight. Right?
Fucking hell.
So a Dutch pilot was reportedly forced to make an emergency landing after a passenger's refusal to stop farting sparked a mid-air fight. Transavia Airlines flight HV6902 was headed to Amsterdam from Dubai when the pilot brought the plane down in Vienna, telling authorities the passengers were on a rampage. The source of the anger was an elderly man who was noisily passing wind and refused to stop when disturbed passengers asked him to. Now, okay, so you remember my granddad who ate the candle?
Yeah.
He used to have a little song that he used to sing. Right? And he taught me it as a kid. He was very adamant you should never hold in a fart, my granddad. Seriously, this is honestly true. This isn't something I've just made up. He was absolutely adamant you should never hold a fart in. And he said, wherever you may be, let your wind go free. In church or chapel, let your arsehole rattle. That's what my granddad used to sing to me, so nobody would be subconscious about farting. And they're saying the guy's elderly, right? They're saying the guy's elderly. So maybe he can't hold it in. Have you ever tried holding in a fart?
Yeah, if you're farting that much, he's obviously got something going down in his belly, and it's not working right. If that much is coming out, give him a chance. Like, he's probably struggling.
Because I mean, like, you've got when it's like you say, that's almost like a medical emergency in a way. Like, I remember there was this guy. I want to say it was China. I'll see if I can find it.
Also, mate, how loud are these farts if everyone could hear him on a plane? Usually plane is a safe place for a fart because of the engines.
But anyway, like, it's obviously he's got something going on. He's having a gastrointestinal crisis. And the idea that, like, okay, look, can you stop doing that? I mean, like, sure, if the old man has gone, I'll fucking fart as loud as I want, that's a bit aggro. But if he said, like, I can't really help it, mate. You know, sorry about it, but and then this big fight just broke out.
Who starts hitting an old man because he's farting on a plane?
That's mad, isn't it? I'll take that over the kid any day of the week. By the way, I'd have that old man sat on my bed doing it. Than the fucking kid. I'm being serious. Deadly serious. He could fucking go to town. I'd motorboat his cheeks while he was fucking doing it.
As if you got for the rim job instead of a load kid.
I don't give a fuck, mate. I'm telling you, that's how much more reasonable this is. But anyway, after the fight, they had a fucking land, and all of them got banned for life from planes.
From all planes? By you? The plane got banned from all planes.
Yeah, not allowed to fly anymore. But the farting man got away with it. Didn't face any action. So there you go. Better to be the farter than the fighter, you see.
Nice.
What else has been going on in news? Here's a big development, Sam. This is it. I've got the cure. Right? I'll let you into a little secret, right? Not that long ago,
Dogs
a few years. Yeah, there is that. Not that long ago, I actually inquired about getting a hair transplant.
Right.
I just thought, why not? Wayne Rooney did it. You know, why not me? I'm cool. Why can't I get a hair transplant, right? So I was thinking about it, you know, because I look all right bald. I haven't got a mad fucking head or anything. Come on, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you have, remember that time in DreamHack? There is something mad about your head. It can be shaped.
Oh, yes. We don't do that anymore either. But I have, you know, my head's a good shape and a good size.
Yeah, it's not got any dents or bumps or nothing. It's just an head.
Like, you seen that guy Huel from fucking Breaking Bad?
Huel.
What I'm talking about.
Is that the Which one's who? What character is he?
He's like Better Call Saul's fucking.
Oh
what's he called?
yeah. The hitman guy, the badass old guy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is a picture of him. You see, if you've got an head that shape, I mean, you're kind of doomed, because being bald it's only going to accentuate how fucked up your head is.
I think that Photoshop job hasn't done him no favour. So they proper like bubbled out his head so it's all dimpled.
Yeah.
Put on a white background.
All right. If you think it's the Photoshop, right? Look, here he is with a regular background. It's still fucked up.
What has someone just said to him to make him make that face, by the way? Probably just you do. I'd rather have an old man fart on my mouth. What did you say?
Yeah, he's basically thumb guy, right? So anyway, I'm just saying, I got a nice normal head. So I actually thought about getting a hair transplant. And, I won't rule it out. I won't rule getting a hair transplant out, Sam. Maybe it's something I might do one day. I always thought what I'd do as well is I would just do it in like a really funny way. Like I'd just go missing for a while, like a few weeks, whatever it takes for it to start setting in, and then just rock up with a full head of hair and just never address it, right? That's how I always wanted to do it. But, it was, I think when I went to have mine done, I went in and had the consultation. It was like $6,000, and I didn't like it. You have to take estrogen. That sounded a bit dodgy. Because estrogen stops the existing hair from thinning. So anyway, I might not have to worry about any of that, Sam. Because in the future...
A good wig or something to do that?
No, better. Listen. Apparently, studies have shown that a chemical that's found in McDonald's fries could have the cure for baldness.
Yeah, but what else is it doing? I don't want food to be curing baldness, mate. That means there's some fucked up shit in that fries.
Well, I'm telling you, this is the shit. He's got the fucking listen, right? And it's good research because this is from Japan. They're ahead on all the technology out there. So, scientists at Japan's Yokohama University have found that a chemical in it called dimethyl polysiloxane.
Fucking hell, they put in Rogaine in the chips. Like, what's this?
Can grow hair on bald mice, right? And according to the study, hair follicle germs using the additive were transplanted on the skin of the bald mice, and black fur sprouted within a few days, Sam. Boom. Instant hair, mate. Instant hair. And you can see here, we demonstrated that the integrity of the oxygen supply through the bottom of the silicon chip was crucial to enabling both HFG formation and subsequent hair shaft generation. Professor Junji Fukuda of Yokohama National University told The Mirror, "This simple method is very robust and promising. We hope this technique will improve regenerative therapy to treat hair loss, such as androgenic alopecia." So this is it, Sam.
Tremendous.
Be rubbing fries on my head.
Go dunk your head and fry it, mate. Sure be mint and get on with it nice and grown.
Fucking hell, Richard. What have you been doing? Your skin is so smooth. I just burnt my face off.
I've got no skin, lads, but I got a lovely mullet. Imagine to see you skull for all you is massive.
It's like fucking Fallout Ghoul with a fucking big old mullet. Anyway, so down for that. Right, what else? What else have we got? There's a bunch of stuff. We'll get serious for a bit. I'm always down for a little bit of seriousness. Did you hear about that YouTuber that got gunned down by the Mexican cartel?
Oh yeah, I did, for insulting him or something.
Well, no, well, kind of. But yeah, this was just like a mad story. I'll link you to the Deserto article, but it was picked up obviously mainstream. So just a wild story, and people don't realize this. I've talked about it a lot. Cartel ain't nothing to fuck with, dude.
Nah, bro.
Cartel ain't not like because they're not playing, mate. I don't know why. I don't know why anyone would ever even talk. Like, you've got to have balls, like, fair play, balls of steel, but like, they're straight killing everyone. They kill judges, they kill journalists. You know,
YouTuber ain't shit, mate.
Yeah, you leave them alone. Leave them alone, mate. You can see here. So there was a Mexican YouTuber called Nana Pelucas, and what she used to put in her videos was stuff where she discussed the activity of a drug cartel that operated in Acapulco, which is obviously on the Mexican coast, and they apparently one of the videos had some inside information that she'd revealed that they didn't want to be out there in the public domain, and someone came and just killed her, just shot her while she was at a beach resort. So it's like just a fucking wild story. But yeah, like apparently they'd built up as well. Like she was like already known to the cartel because there was like rumors circulating. She was like a government informant and had given like anonymous information about gang members that she knew of in the area, which again put me in witness protection, by the way, if you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's not even the craziest case, because just at the end of 2017, I think it was, there was another YouTuber called Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales that fucking got shot 18 times because he was caught on a video telling the head of a cartel, Ruben.
That's the one I heard of.
Yeah, Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, who's known as El Mencho, who is like sort of a leader of one of Mexico's fastest growing cartels. He did a video telling him to suck his dick.
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's not true.
Don't do that, guys. You know, if you want to, maybe say it to your friends when there's no cameras on, if you absolutely have to. But yeah, so just wild, dangerous times to be a YouTuber. You had that thing as well where that guy broke into a YouTuber's house. Seen that?
Are you on about the Meg Turney one?
Yeah, Meg Turney
and
Gavin Free.
Gavin, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, no, I've never watched their stuff.
I've watched Gavin's before. Gavin does. You probably have as well at some point. The Slow Mo Bros, I think it's called. Like they just slow shit down on YouTube, so they like explode a balloon full of water.
Seen that.
Yeah. Loads of them have a shitload of views.
Yeah. Well, they had an insane situation. I can't even imagine.
Fucking mental, mate.
I can't even imagine this. So you can see there's coverage here from the Verge, is where we'll take our particular coverage from. But what happened was they were just at home, and somebody who professed to be a fan knew their address somehow and went to their home and broke in. And they were home. And they had to hide in a closet and call the police.
Yeah, it's meant like, because the one I read, it didn't have a lot of information, but I read into more. So basically, this guy was like a mad fan of Meg Turney, and he didn't like that she had a boyfriend, and they checked his phone afterwards, and he had like not millions, like hundreds of notes about how he's gonna like kill Gavin, how he needs to be alone for life, and all this shit. And when he got there, he shot out the window. So he just rocks up, shoots out the window. They get in the closet, and somehow they got, fuck knows, a miracle, they just didn't get found. He was just searching around the house trying to find them, and they didn't find him in a closet. So he just left, and then the police caught him like shortly after, because they called and they caught him in time. Just fucking mental. Imagine just being in a closet, just like, please.
Well, I'm fucking reading some of the notes. I want Gavin Free to die alone with no children.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah. It's so crazy. And like, you don't think about this stuff, but people definitely need to. Increasingly, YouTubers need to sort of recognize that, yes, you are celebrities now, and stalkers and all this type of thing is just something you will have to deal with. Most celebrities, like high-level A-list celebrities, will at some point have to take a restraining order out against a fan or have heightened security due to threats. And a lot of the YouTube generation, it's not really something they think about. When you think about, Logan Paul, for example, just having all those people like come round to his apartment. What are those? Stabbing and somebody. You don't know who the fuck these people are.
Yeah, innit?
You've put your address on the internet and told your fans to turn up. Like, that's a bit.
They killed John Lennon, motherfucker. Someone killed you as well. But you're on edge.
Bit fucking much, innit? So, yeah, weird. I mean, like, so much shit going on. YouTubers in danger. And that story really touched a chord with me. Now, I know a lot of people are probably expecting me to segue into the issue down in Florida. I ain't going to do that today. But we are going to talk about it, I think. But I can't fit it in just yet. I need to steel myself up for that one. Plan it out. We'll keep it breezier than talking about America's ongoing issues with guns and school shootings. But yeah, we are gonna we will tackle that one at some point. Right, here's something else. I've talked a lot about sort of gay rights and gay rights around the world, and how while you might live in a nice suburban area and think that the issue's resolved, and you might go to a gay parade and think it's all fine. There's still some places in the world that are utterly ridiculous, and their attitudes to homosexuals completely repugnant. And obviously, Russia, we've talked about. Chechnya, even worse. We certainly know some of the Middle Eastern countries execute peoples, African countries. I've talked a lot about Malaysia because it always seems so strange to me. Malaysia, which is quite a metropolitan country, I got friends who live out there. I've got friends from there. And we've held international esports there. There's companies endemic to esports that have offices there. Yet it has a very strange attitude towards gay people, and it's obviously punishable with prison sentences. And I remember a few years ago, I think it was when there was going to be a League of Legends event out there in Malaysia. I said, Riot Games professes to talk a lot about diversity. So why would you ever have an event in a country where homosexuals could be imprisoned for up to 20 years? Right? Why would you ever do that? That would just not be a place I would want fans from all over the world to come and have to worry. You're effectively saying, if you're a gay fan, you can come, but you better
be scared the entire time.
Yeah, you're going to be scared. You can't show any affection to your partner. And really, really upsetting and just crazy. And naturally, because it was a stance that said Riot might be hypocritical, I got vehemently attacked for that article. And people came out. There was even a few Malaysian people saying, you don't know anything about Malaysia. No one gets arrested for being gay. It's just a law that they keep there to show that they're serious about family values. All right, then, okay. And naturally, the article, it got downvoted on Reddit, and I got threats and, Malaysian people threatening me and Riot fans threatening me. And I never really had a chance to sort of revisit what was going on out there. But I got sent this story that a Malaysian newspaper published an article called "How to Spot a Gay." This is real. So the newspaper Sinar Harian says that LGBT people are identifiable by a series of traits. And obviously, if you if you do identify them, certainly do the right thing and report them to the authorities, because, you know, these terrible gay people must be put in prison, right? That seems to be what the law says in this country. Absolutely horrifying how backwards it is. But look, it says here, a leading Malaysian newspaper has published a list of pointers for identifying potential gay and lesbian people, which drew anger from activists who said lives were being put at risk. The article featured bullet points of supposedly distinctive qualities that revealed gay people. They stated gay men were easy to identify because of their love of beards, going to the gym, not for exercise, but to check out other men, and branded clothing. Their eyes light up when they see handsome men, the article said. The standout attributes for lesbians were they tend to hug each other, hold hands, and belittle men, according to the newspaper. And obviously it reiterates what I said there. Homosexuality is illegal in Malaysia. It's punishable under a sodomy law that goes all the way back to fuck knows when. And it carries an up to a 20-year prison sentence. And, you know, I've seen a lot of gay activists and gay campaigners. And obviously, you know, I'm part of Amnesty International and all this other stuff. And you get sent these emails and circular letters about countries that have it. It's quite interesting. I don't see Malaysia on there a lot. Like Russia certainly comes up a lot in the mainstream media. And it says here, an 18-year-old student was beaten and burned to death last year by classmates who said he was a pondan, or pondan, a colloquial term for a gay man. A 27-year-old transgender woman was attacked with a knife and then shot 3 times in a targeted attack in a florist shop a few months later. So you can see, while it might seem funny on the surface, obviously a newspaper putting out a checklist of how to spot and shop a gay is like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it really is.
I mean, that is literally like trying to start a hunt for gay people. This is say like how to spot them, and it is illegal.
And the article as well, just to top it off nicely, was accompanied by an interview with a preacher who said homosexuality is on the increase and there is an urgent need to stop the trend. So very, it just blows my fucking mind, that this is going on. I don't want to be one of the current year merchants, but a checklist on how to spot gay people is like so fucking disgusting to even think about. And again, while it was picked up in The Guardian, it wasn't really a story that seemed to generate a lot of outrage. Definitely should have a lot more than it got, a lot more than it garnished. Right, I can lift the mood a little bit. Here you go. What would you do, Sam, if you felt you were overworked and you needed a holiday?
Probably have one. Take some holiday.
Where would you go?
Tell you what I've been looking at the moment, mate. Going to fucking Alaska. Have you seen like the things in Alaska where it's like just a lodge and you like this moose in your back garden and you can like go fishing? I feel like that'd be big, mate. Imagine just living in the woods for a couple of days, burning logs. So probably that, if I had a choice. Or maybe skiing. Wouldn't mind going skiing.
It was skiing in Alaska, or?
Why not? Anywhere. Fuck it. Snow, bro.
So what, are you by yourself in Alaska while you're doing this?
Oh yeah, probably. That's the bet. If you're gonna go into off the grid, deep into the hole, you might as well do it alone. You might as well go all the way in.
All right, it's interesting.
I wanted to say do some hunting, but I'm still like hunting is still one of those things that's like I'm undecided in my mind. Because like at some point, like at one point, I feel like we definitely don't have to go and kill these animals, and they are like beautiful creatures, and I don't like that we kill them. But also, I feel like if we're gonna kill a cow and eat them, there's no difference in killing a moose, really.
Yeah,
if you're gonna eat it. Like, don't just be killing elephants and shit, obviously. But I mean, like, if you're gonna kill a moose or, you know, like an elk, something like this, to purely eat, I don't know.
Look, you know, Matt, I don't know if I've told you my views on hunting. I'm sure I must have. I'm sure it's come up before. But my view is this. Like, first of all, if you're killing, like, a moose with a gun from a mile away, you know, while I understand the skill in getting into a position without being detected so you can take the kill shot and landing a kill shot, I understand that. It's still just fucking pathetic in my eyes, really. To, you know, you have all the advantages.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, but we are humans, and that's kind of the point. Like you don't get angry at a lion for using his teeth.
No, but what I would say is this: like, if you run up on that fucking moose and kill it with a spear,
so I got a hand-to-hand battle of moose if I want some nice elk meat.
Yeah.
If I want to have some nice red meat, I gotta go and stab an elk in the side of the throat.
Because there's risk. There's risk.
I don't think there has to be. I don't. That's what. I don't think there needs to be. I don't even know if there needs to be a lot of skill. I don't like when you trap them. There should be an element of if you fuck up, you lose. But like, I don't know if it should be if you fuck up, you die.
Yeah. How do you lose? How do you lose if you
don't get the meat?
Yeah, I've missed the shot. Damn it! I'll just kill the next thing I see, like, because I've got a gun. You know, like, listen, it's not even that I'm like opposed to guns or whatever. People should know that about me. I like to shoot, but you know, if I'm ever going to kill an animal for sport, essentially, even if I eat it afterwards, which I mean, it would be a goddamn disgrace if you didn't.
Yeah, the meat is unbelievable.
Like, go out and fucking do it proper. You know. Imagine you're in Predator, and fucking, you know, get the camel and fucking get a spear.
Yeah, but mate, a moose would fuck your entire life up, mate. You're under
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking see. Now we're gonna see who's the king of the jungle.
I just want a nice steak, mate. I don't want to be fighting in the jungle.
Gonna fucking come on, let's have it.
But I feel like if you're gonna go to the shop and buy meat, you might as well be killing the animal yourself, as long as it's like in season, whatever. If you do it by law, like, because there are like agencies who track how many you should kill this many females, kill this many males. I feel like that can't be bad. If you're gonna eat meat anyway, what's wrong with just killing it yourself?
Like, at the end of the day, like, I just think any animal you want to kill, you should have to do it. Like, you know. All right,
you should have to do one-on-one, no weapons.
Yeah, one-on-one with a hand weapon of some sort, or at least, right? All right, I might accept a bow and arrow, because there's a fucking serious element of danger there, and I'm not a crossbow. Yeah, I'm talking this shit. I'm talking longbow, right?
A compound bow or something.
Yeah, and if you because if you miss, and even then, like
that quiver drive.
Yeah, you might hit a fucking shot, and any archer will tell you about this. You might just ping off its fucking skull and snap or something.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. If you do bow hunting, there's a good chance you're gonna miss, and then you're gonna hit it in like the kidneys, and it's just gonna bleed for days. That's what I mean. With a gun, more likely.
Yeah, but then
bang.
Bleed, get in and fucking finish it off with a combat knife.
But he runs. They don't stay yet. They don't turn around and say square go and drive. They just bolt, don't they?
Then I track it, follow the blood trail.
Yeah, they
finish it off.
But they
finish my dinner
pretty quick, like.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying anyway. That's how I would do it. If I was ever going to kill an animal, lion, bear, whatever the fuck, I'm going to man the fuck up and I'm going to do it with a weapon of some sort, like not a gun. I'm going to fucking get tooled up and we're going to have a square go, me and Mr. fucking Grit.
A moose, like, you've seen videos of people getting shot and they keep running, no. Imagine a moose, but if you stab a moose in the neck, he's got at least 5 more seconds to reckon you, 100%. Even with the oxygen in his lungs, mate, he's got enough to fucking stab you in the throat with his horns, like.
Mate, I'm telling you, right, like, first of all, on the hierarchy of animals, like, there's definitely some animals I'd be confident of taking, like deer and that, like, fuck it, easy. Easy.
Yeah, but the hard thing about deer isn't killing it, it's catching it. You'd never catch a deer, would you?
Imagine it. Imagine you landed you threw a spear.
Mate, who do you think you are throwing spears?
You'll have to train a bit.
Train me?
You'll have to
I
train
just want a fucking beef shank, like, to be honest.
Right? But I'm confident I could take a deer with a spear.
Mate, there's no way, like... Mate, listen what how mental what you just said is. I'm confident I could take...
Confident.
There's no way. Mate, I'm not convinced you'd be able to take a Great Dane with a spear, man.
A year learning how to handle a spear. I'm not even talking about throwing it. I reckon I could, like, get up in a tree and, like, just fucking fall on it. Like, be up there all night.
A pit bull would fuck you up if you had a spear right now. If you miss that spear, game over, mate. Straight to the throat, you're dead, like.
Mate, there's no way you could fucking...
Mate, you're relying on 100% accuracy with a spear as if you're fucking Tarzan of the jungle.
No, but I got, you have backup stuff. You have a knife as well.
Let me get my backup machete.
Yeah, miss with the spear, then you wrestle it down, you get its neck. And...
I think you've watched too many superhero movies, man.
Maybe...
That is no animals attack. Like, usually they just run and then you just chasing a deer through a jungle with spears. Like a mentally ill man.
The point is, anyway, right, first of all, I wouldn't want to do it. I don't really like the idea of killing animals, honestly. But if I had to do it like you should do it. Give the animal a fucking chance. You know what I mean? Give it a chance.
Yeah, but I feel like giving it a chance is me not locking it anywhere. If I go to a forest and I find you and I shoot you in the throat, I think, I don't know, like, that's what I mean. That doesn't sound reasonable when I say it aloud, does it? It doesn't sound right when I say that. But it's gotta be, like, if you're gonna kill, right, if you're gonna go to the shop and buy a steak, and you know that cow was killed, and they took the knife and they stunned his brain and stabbed him in the throat and bled him out, how can that be sound? But I can't go kill a deer, like...
Yeah, but I'm not doing it, am I?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The cow's dead, but it doesn't matter. Like, who pulled the trigger? The cow's dead.
And, like, honestly, I know people don't like to say this, and I know it's not popular with animal rights activists, but there is a bit of a fucking hierarchy when it comes to animals. There is.
Yeah.
There is a hierarchy. Some are smarter than others.
And also, some are more rare.
I know people don't like it. Yeah, I've had people tell me chickens are really intelligent, and it's like, oh, come on, mate. How far do we have to spin the lie? You know? They're not, are they? You can make a moral argument about whether or not you should kill them, but don't try and fucking tell me, oh, that chicken will beat you in a game of chess. It won't, right? It won't, right? No matter how bad you are.
I tell you what, I could fuck up a chicken with a spear, but I can definitely fuck up a chicken.
I'll tell you what, then. I'll tell you what. If I ever wanted to have, I would start. That's how the training would start. We get the chickens in. Yeah, right. We've mastered the chicken. Now we go up a little bit, right? Like whatever comes after chicken in the fucking scheme of things.
Goats.
Right? Yeah, maybe.
All right, I can speed the fuck up.
Got horns.
Yeah, but they're small. But
before a goat. Right?
Yeah, but sheep's fluffy, but it might push the arrow out. You know what I mean? It's got some padding.
Yeah. Anyway,
shave it first.
Anyway, I'm just like I said, I'm just saying, I would want to give the animal a chance. Right? Have you ever read Ernest Hemingway's book Death in the Afternoon?
Nay.
Right. Well, it's about the history of bullfighting and his love of bullfighting. And bullfighting, I suppose it's quite barbaric, and I understand why people don't like it. I went to one a long time ago. I think it's banned in like Barcelona now, but not all of Catalonia. But like Spain's been moving away from it. But there's an interesting part in the book where it talks about how bullfighting changed. Bullfighting used to be like way back, like 1500s or whatever the fuck. Bullfighting used to be a genuine competition between a man, a matador, and a bull, right? And sometimes the bull could win. And very often, the bulls that won and fought lots, they got smart, right?
They figured out how to rack them.
Yeah, you could only show them the shimmy, shake with the fucking red rag. You could only show them that so many times before they're like, yeah, fuck it, he's faking.
To the right, I know it's cunt. It's like CS. He's always in pit.
Yeah. And then they would gore them, right? And then what would happen is, like, as obviously older matadors fucking got wrecked by the bulls, and they would bring younger matadors in. If it's your first fight and you're going up against a bull who's killed 50 fucking men, you're toast. You're
it's like UFC, but he's got the experience on it. Your debut fight drive.
Now that sounds fucking great, doesn't it? You want to go and see that. But then what happened was apparently a pope came in, right? And the Pope didn't like it. Didn't like that something with a bestial form and horns. El Diablo. I'm sure that's how he said it. Right? He didn't like it that a fucking bull was killing a man and living and getting away with it.
Stop fighting him in.
He thought it was a fucking, it was satanic. So they changed the rules. That no matter what happens in the fight, win or lose, the bull must die. It must be killed. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and this is why now it's been. And now, if you were to describe bullfighting, it went from being a contest between man and beast, and now it's an opera where the bull is the character who must die all the time. So even if he gores the matador and wins, they take that bull out back and kill it, and that's how it was done.
Like, what happens for an eye makes you a world blind, Mr. Pope? Two rights do not make a wrong.
So go out and read Death in the Afternoon by Ernest Hemingway. It's a fascinating read. I promise you won't regret it. But there you go.
Right. No, if they did bullfighting on, not like when they do rodeos, where they don't, like, because when they do it, they like stab the bull and shit in the side, don't they, when it comes at them? If they just did this, you just rode the bull, is that still evil? It's not as bad. It is a mild annoyance to the bull, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's more likely it's going to kill you when you're going to hurt the bull.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean,
guess as long as you look after it in the downtime. Like, say if once, right, you got a lovely pet bull, I go out there, I stroke his head every day, feed him lovely food, give him some nice fucking, his favourite treats, and then every Sunday, I jump in his back and he tries to throw me off. Is that bad?
Oh, rodeo?
Yeah, that's what I mean. No matador, rodeo.
Yeah. Rodeo's fine.
So I feel like rodeo is just 100% your own risk. It's just like, I'm going to see if this bull can kill me.
And we've all seen that video on Live League of the guy who gets his head stamped in.
Oh, yeah. And the one of, like, the matador where the horn goes through his throat and shit. Yeah.
Chin.
Straight through.
Yeah, straight through. So, I'm saying, I could see myself, do something like that. That's all right. I like, what I'm saying is I like the contest between man and beast as long as it is reasonably fair. You have your human brain and a weapon, but a frail body, and they have muscle and animal cunning, but aren't as smart as you. That's great. That's hunting. Me having a fucking bazooka and I'm on a cliff. Right, well,
like electroshot in the river to get all the fish to die.
Mutton stew coming up. Where's the competition? Anyway, I don't know how we got into this tangent, right? So that's what you would do for a holiday. Yeah. Right? Okay, good.
Man, just keep track of that, fair play.
Well, yeah, I've told you I'm on this. No, listen, I'm on this keto diet now.
The ketones are in.
Yeah, seriously. I'm so fucking sharp these days because I've not had any sugar. It's
Sugar's
fucking
evil,
mental.
Mate. The sugar's what changed everything. Stay woke.
I thought it was the booze.
No, mate, it's just the sugar that was fucking you up, man.
Drink all I want.
The whiskey sound, this is the coke that was wrecking.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, this is what they're doing in South Korea for holidays. They go to prison. All that animal bollocks for that punchline as well. Right? They go to prison, mate. Because what's happened is somebody has set up a retreat for workaholic businessmen, CEOs, and it's a prison. It's a pretend prison.
Oh, so they can have a break. Like, they take all their phone and shit away from them so they can't work. And just lock them in a room.
Yeah, and you can see, if you look at the picture there, auto parts engineer Suk Won Kang, 57, sits in one of the 28 cells at Prison Inside Me, that's the name of it, a jail-themed stress reduction center in the mountain town of Hongchon, about 2 hours northeast of Seoul.
See, you should have went to Alaska. Would have been perfect for him. Leave your phone behind, go to Alaska, have a nice fish.
And just look at it, look at the room. Look at the room. That's it. And fair play to him, at 57, he can get his fucking legs like that.
Ain't it? He's been doing the yogas, mate.
Holy shit, mate! I couldn't.
He's been practicing his chakras.
Oh, fucking hell! He's doing the bendy leg. How the fuck is he doing that at 57? But anyway, look. Sukwon Kang recently spent a week occupying 5 square meters of solitude. He gave up his phone, swapped his clothing for a uniform of dark blue shirt and slacks, and slept on the floor of cell number 207. He grew a bristly beard, took meals of rice porridge through a door slot, and used a toilet and wash bowl in the corner. But this wasn't prison. In work-addicted South Korea, this was his vacation.
I don't get why it has to be so grim, though. You can have it so they take your phone and give you meals. You haven't got to live in a tiny room and shit in a corner. You can still have a toilet. If you're a CEO, come on, live a bit.
Maybe that's what. Maybe you know, it is what it is, right? Like if you're gonna do it, you can't have any mod cons, any comforts, anything that'll hook you into the real world. I understand the mentality. You know, keep in mind, in my mind, 2 minutes ago, I was jumping out of trees and killing deers with spears. I understand sometimes you need to get back to basics, you know. So anyway, it says here, the land of the morning calm is the most overworked nation in Asia. It has the second longest work hours in the 35-nation Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development after Mexico. South Koreans work 2,069 hours a year compared to the average of 1,764 hours a year. In the OECD. 14-hour days are not uncommon in South Korea, nor are 6-day work weeks. Small wonder, then, that professionals like Kang seek ways to alleviate burnout. The 57-year-old engineer was clocking nearly 70 hours a week at a Kia and Hyundai car plant in Seoul. This month, he was among 14 guests who paid 500,000 Korean won to stay for 7 days at Prison Inside Me, a meditation center in Hongcheon, a snowy mountain hamlet 2 hours west of Pyeongchang, which, of course, where the Winter Olympics are. And he says, I'm overworking. That's the main reason I'm here, he said, his voice barely rising above a whisper on the last day of an intensive Zen program called The Gateless Gate. Today I feel more refreshed. My mind is light. So this is what we're going to do for you, Sam. You can go read the whole article.
I'm all right.
No, listen.
To Alaska instead.
How about this, right? I'm being serious here. We finally do the.
Gonna be?
Hear me out. We finally get the Patreon going.
It's already gonna be a norm. I'm not going to prison.
Listen. We finally get the Patreon going, right? And we make a stretch goal if we get past, I don't know,
40
grand. 40?
You go into an old tiny room, mate.
$5,000 a month. And then what we do is we send you to this place for a week.
No. Absolutely not, right? How about if we hit $400, you go to Guantanamo for a day? You know what I mean? I ain't doing none of your wild shit. I'm staying
Why not?
Because why would I ever do that? Why don't you just shit in the toilet on the other side of the world, but it'll sell that you haven't even done nothing wrong in, I don't know, drive?
That's straight banter.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah, this is the type of content.
I'm not overworked, mate. I don't need to calm down.
But that is true.
Exactly. So what am I going for?
Fuck knows. But it'd be banter. Look, this is what people want. All right. Well, we'll have a think. Will I and the kids talk about that? We'll talk about that later. But there you go. Prison for a holiday. Now. It is something else. This is a wicked fucking story. This really is a good one. I have never heard anything so fucking brilliant. Certainly not this year. It's one of my favorite stories that I've heard recently. So it's about a man who managed to get away for a very long period of time with $242 million.
Fucking hell.
Fair bit of wedge, right? And do you know how he did it? Black magic.
What do you mean?
You already know it's going to be good, don't you?
What
Black
does that
fucking
mean?
magic. I'll just read it to you. You'll struggle to get far into the story without laughing. This is definitely a Sam laugh is incoming, right? One day in August 1995, a man called Fatanga Babini Sissoko walked into the head office of the Dubai Islamic Bank and asked for a loan to buy a car. The manager agreed, and Sissoko invited him home for dinner. It was the prelude, writes BBC's Bridget Sheffer, to one of the most audacious confidence tricks of all time. Over dinner, Sissoko made a startling claim. He told the bank manager, Mohammed Ayub, that he had magic powers. And with these powers, he could take a sum of money and double it. He invited his Emirati friend to come again and to bring some cash. Now, black magic is condemned by Islam as blasphemous, but even so, there's still a widespread belief in it. And Ayub was taken in by the colourful and mysterious businessman from a remote village in Mali. When he arrived at Sissoko's home the next time, carrying his money, a man burst out of a room saying his spirit, a jinn, had just attacked him, and he warned Ayub not to anger the jinn, for fear his money would not be doubled. So Ayub left his cash in the magic room, and he waited, and he saw lights and smoke, and he heard the voices of spirits. Then there was silence, and when he came into the room, the money had indeed doubled. Ayub was delighted, and the heist could begin. So what this guy did, right?
Hang on, can I just start?
Yeah.
The story starts of him going in to ask for a loan.
Yeah.
If he can double money, why would he need a loan?
Because he can just pay it back instantly.
But he can just have $1, but double it, $2, double it, $4. One day, mate, you got a mill.
That's so inefficient, Sam.
All right then, but why do up someone? Can I borrow 200 grand for about 4 seconds, and I'll give you 5 grand for free, and you get to watch me do it? Well, you don't get to watch me do it. You have to go outside and listen to the disco lights and stuff first, and then you can come in, and then you can see the money.
So what you do is you go in, you get the loan, you withdraw it all, you go back to your house, you do the magic sim, salabim, sim. It doubles. You go back to the bank. Oh, look, I can pay that loan off. Sound. Thanks for the loan. And then you just keep that money, burn through it, and then you fucking...
Yeah, why would you burn through it? Why do you just keep doubling it? Why don't you just dedicate yourself for a day to double it all? Like...
Well, you can't have that much lying around, mate. It's not practical, is it?
I only got so many black magic ceremonies in me a day. How many chants do you think I can do?
I mean, plus, as well... You know, a djinn, that's where we get genie from. Maybe you can only do it 3 times.
What's that got to do with djinn?
Djinn, genie, 3 wishes.
But what? I don't get it. What's djinn?
Jinn, that's the name of the spirits. It's where we get the...
Oh, okay. I get it now. I thought you meant G-I-N. I was like, djinn?
Yeah.
Djinn,
as if there's people in the chat going, but what about the serial numbers? Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, look. So,
yeah, it's not real, by the way, guys. I don't know if you knew. Like, turns out he's not actually doubling the money.
Fuck no. Just as well, Fatanga Babini Sissoko's not in the chat.
Fucking hell.
I will show you how to get past the numbers now. Just give me all your money. I will double it. But anyway, so what this banker started doing was he started sending money to Mr. Sissoko. But it was the bank's money, right? And then Mr. Sissoko would double it and say, yep, there you go. I'll totally pay it back. So between 1995 and 1998, this banker made 183 transfers into Sissoko's accounts all around the world. He had multiple ones. While Sissoko was also running up all these mad credit card bills into the millions. And this banker would settle them all.
What do you mean?
On his behalf. So anyway, again, I don't want to ruin the whole story. It's awesome. And he did some pretty good stuff with it as well. He gave some of this money to charity and to high schools.
Shouldn't he been investing it, trying to double it, like?
But doesn't need to do that. He's got a gin. It's just a mad story. This guy was even in Parliament for 12 years, Sam. I'm telling you, it's mental.
I will double the economy if everyone just closes their eyes.
It's so good. And yeah, he ended up having, at one point, he said he had a total value of $400 million, all because of these outrageous claims. But yeah, it's so good. You got to check it out. Definitely read that one. But, I might try this scam. I might see if it works.
Sounds like a fucking RuneScape scam or something, mate. Was he offering to trim his armor as well? Like,
I had someone in the chat.
Rune.
I had someone in the chat say to me, do you sign knives? And I was like, yeah. Definitely going to enter into trade agreements with total fucking strangers, aren't I? Yeah. Of course I am. Not going to be doing that.
Yeah, but they have to send you their knife, mate. You should just take the knife straight rack. That'll teach you.
We will not be working with Richard Lewis again because he's been scamming children on the internet. And imagine, right? You spend a whole life leaving money on the table, doing the ethical thing, and then I go evil for a fucking CSO knife.
No, but you don't hide it. You make a video about it. Just be like, look, this is what happens when you listen to strangers and you make it a PSA. And then all the skins you steal, they go into a pool, and no one we got those emails like, I got all my skins stolen. Then you can give them back to the community, mate.
Sound. I'm sure people will like that.
Quality.
It's your boy. It's your boy.
Stole your skins, but I give them to someone else.
Back the light to your face. It's your boy.
But it's not. They're not in my inventory, so not my bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. Another crazy story was this. Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Used to be James Bond, right?
Yeah.
He's done some good films lately. I saw. Trying to think actually. Azzy. is that not a lie? Yeah, no, he's he has. I saw a good one with him recently. I can't remember what it was. I think it's because it got balanced out by a really bad one. Or
is that a really bad one? Like,
nah,
it's rated 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not ideal. The Foreigner with Jackie Chan.
No, that was the bad one. That was so upsetting. Because I really wanted to like it because it's got Jackie Chan in it.
Could have been a banger, like.
No, but it's just so bad. It's like some shitty version of Taken, and it's just awful. It's just awful. Jackie Chan versus the IRA, basically. That is literally the film.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and
that's all he's done, mate.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna fuck all on, like. Turns out he ain't been doing nothing.
Yeah, maybe I imagined it. No, he's definitely done a good film. It's probably just a super old one. But anyway, after Bond, he did do one good movie, I'm pretty sure.
And I like him. Yeah, you probably had a few.
I like him. I don't know why. He's got an inexplicable quality, and I like him. So, what you might not know about celebrities is that occasionally... Oh, John Wick's a masterpiece compared to The Foreigner, by the way. John Wick is a fucking masterpiece. It's compared to The Foreigner. John Wick is one of the stupidest, most overrated movies. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the truth. Don't hate me for the truth. But compared to The Foreigner, John Wick is like, oh, Daniel Day-Lewis is John Wick. Like, it's so bad. Like, So anyway, what celebrities do often to make money is in foreign markets, they will advertise products that, you probably can't advertise in the West, or they do adverts that are a bit cheesy and a bit silly, but it doesn't matter because their main market, America, Europe, whatever it is, isn't going to see it. So if you ever watched Lost in Translation with Bill Murray, doing the whiskey advertisement in Japan, you'll see a lot of this, like George Clooney, all these big stars. They'll advertise, like tobacco products or, whiskey or aftershave or, whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, and that's how they supplement their income with endorsements that they wouldn't ordinarily do in America. So Pierce Brosnan did one in India. He did an advertisement in India, and he was told it was going to be for a like breath freshener. Right? Now, turns out the agency that wanted to book Pierce Brosnan, they had a bit of a lie, Sam. Because while it does freshen your breath, it's also a super addictive form of chewing tobacco. Right. And they left that bit out. They just left that bit out. So Pierce Brosnan, you can see here, he gives them the picture. You know, he's all looking dapper with his trim beard, and he's holding up the fucking product that he didn't know what it was. And it gets a little bit more complicated because super addictive chewing tobaccos can't be advertised in India. Indeed, all tobacco products cannot be advertised. So here's the problem. They're not holding the company. They're not holding the company accountable. They're not holding the company who makes it accountable. They want a word with Pierce Brosnan.
They're probably just big fans, aren't they? Let's say we need to talk to PS. You're right, mate. Big fan. Don't worry about tobacco bullshit.
Now, just look at this, right? Can you tell me, can you spot the problem here?
Look, it's a £56 fight.
No, listen. He could be fined 5,000 rupees, which is $78 or £56, or go to jail for 2 years.
Well, which one is it, Trive?
I'll take the £56, please, Trive.
Who's ever choosing the first one? No, fuck it. I'm standing by the principle. Send me jail.
It's so ridiculous, right? So the Indian authorities expect because you're not extraditing Pierce Brosnan to come and have a talk. There's not even any charges being leveled at him, and they just want him to go to India to have a chat.
I'm alright.
Yeah, I'd give it a miss actually.
What's that? Go to India where you might arrest me for 2 years or charge me £56. Not gonna risk it. I'll stay up.
So, Pierce Brosnan has explained it, saying it's an unauthorized use of his image, and he didn't consent to his image to be used for a product of this nature, and he'd been told specifically it was just a breath freshener, and when they signed the deal. But it's all up in the air. Pierce Brosnan might be a fugitive from India, Sam. So, yeah, something to think about. Might keep you up at night, worrying about poor little Pierce.
I think he'd be all right, man.
So Pierce Brosnan had a pretty good excuse. This isn't as good an excuse. You know, I think if you're going to do things, Sam, if you're going to live like a dangerous, edgy kind of life, you definitely need to have good excuses ready for when you get caught doing stupid things. So this is from the centerdaily.com. And yeah, this guy didn't have a good excuse. This was a pastor. And he got caught with a young naked man tied up in his car. And his excuse was he was giving him drug counseling.
That's not how you do it.
Nah, that wasn't in the handbook, was it?
That's not in the 12 steps of rehab, like.
Definitely not. So here it is. In the front seat of the car, police said they found quite the sight. A man was sitting in the passenger seat completely naked, according to a criminal complaint obtained by KDKA. The only thing he was wearing was the nylon rope tied around him. In the back seat of the car was George Gregory, a 61-year-old pastor at a church in West Homestead, Pennsylvania. When police walked up to the vehicle, they said they could see Gregory rearranging his clothing. The street was in a well-lit residential neighborhood which is why a neighbour had called the police to report a suspicious vehicle parked outside his 3-year-old daughter's window on Friday night around 11 p.m. As the man got on the phone with emergency responders, his wife, peering out their window, proper pair of curtain twitches these two, saw a man emerge from the vehicle entirely nude. So Gregory initially said, when the police arrived, "We were just playing. We meet up from time to time." Then he said, and this is where you're going to love it, Sam. It ties it all together. When later asked about what did you mean you were just playing and you meet up from time to time, he said that conversation didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Didn't remember saying that.
Yeah, he did. He dropped it didn't happen to the police who interviewed him. Didn't happen. He later said, "I have nothing to hide."
Except the naked man in my car.
Kind of sounds like you do, mate, because your story's all over the place. "I have nothing to hide. I did nothing wrong. I was counselling a young man with a drug problem." Oh, God. It did turn strange. But it wasn't my doing.
And then he just goes, "Okay, full defense. It wasn't my fault, all right? Wasn't me."
It did turn strange. Now
to admit.
I won't deny that he began to take his clothes off and propositioned me, but I will deny on a stack of Bibles with God as my witness that I did nothing.
Hang on, so he's denying that he did nothing. He's just cheesed him with a loophole, mate. I will deny on a stack of Bibles that I did nothing.
You should be a lawyer, Sam.
Wrecked, mate. That is an admission, Your Honour.
So you know, I'm gonna go on a limb here, Sam, and I'm gonna say there was something more going on in that car. You know, I don't think he really was counselling him for drugs. No explanation as to how the fuck
there might
the guy
have been some drugs involved, but I don't think there was no counselling going on.
That's how you cancel him. Right, so I guess we're coming up to the end of the show.
Yeah, about 2 hours in, I think.
Excellent. So let me just see if there's anything else before we wrap up. Any other... You know, I think we might have covered it all. All the stuff that I dug out for today.
That's it, man.
Yeah. There was this thing about the Brazilian drug dealer doing an Escobar thing.
What do you mean?
So, you know how, like, Pablo Escobar in Colombia, to keep the people on side, what he would do is he would
give money and stuff.
Yeah, he would give money, or, like, he would, like, you know, use his ill-gotten gains. Yeah, like, build, you know, fucking nice houses and that. Well, this was a story about a Brazilian drug dealer that kidnapped medical staff, obviously at gunpoint with his men and his gang, and he made them vaccinate all the poor people in his local favela against yellow fever because there was an outbreak of this particular disease. So, you know, he did.
But couldn't you have also just paid him to do it? Feel like you could have said, "Can I just give you this $500 and I'm going to put a gun against your head?"
You know, maybe.
It didn't have to be that aggro. I mean, I'm assuming no one was hurt. But...
So the guy's called Tomas Vieira Gomez. He's apparently his street name is 2N. He's meant to be one of the most dangerous criminals in Rio. But you know, I don't mind that kind of. It's not the worst crime.
No, but someone did have a gun against their head for a while without knowing what's happening.
So
that's what I mean. If you just went up to him and just went, "Look, you're gonna have to do some extra work today. Here's some dollars. Here's some hundreds." That didn't go like that today.
And look, see, in the report that they gave, the 2 health workers that were kidnapped said kidnappers were not aggressive.
Oh, okay, there we go. Never mind then. I take it back.
Yeah, and it only carried out the criminal action because many residents were not able to even get to the immunization centers to get the yellow fever shot.
Oh, right, I take it back. Pretty reasonable.
After doing their job, the 2 victims were reportedly taken back to their workplace as well. He even gave them a lift home.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. So, crime, it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum, Sam. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's all right. Yeah, just ask Bender from Futurama. All right then, mate. So, just quickly before we wrap up the show, we've got, hang on. Yeah, 2 T-shirts to give away.
Indeed, we do.
So, as you might, if you're new to the show, new to the stream, you might not know this, but when we hit sub landmarks for the first time on the channel, we give away free T-shirts from our merchandise, and that includes, Didn't Happen, all the great stuff. The Richard Lewis reports, as one with an open glasses, but you've got to be really good looking and in good shape to wear that one. And what we do is, because Twitch's terms of service say that you can't just do giveaways for subs, because that's sort of a unfair inducement. What we do is, anybody watching right now in the chat can get one. But if you're a sub, it's, 10 times higher? 10 times more likely?
10 times more likely to win.
Now, hilariously, the subs get fucked all the time.
Yeah.
So, but we've got 2 rolls to do. So what do they have to do to get a roll,
type
Sam?
in a chat. Type anything in the chat. Right. You haven't got to write exclamation drop. Don't do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do drop, please. Don't make me get Bardolph in it. Sort you out.
Right, when do you want me to roll? Give it a little bit. Give them 20 seconds or so. I sent all the T-shirts out that everyone's expecting a few days ago. I got to pay fucking 50 quid through customs, mate, because our country's unreasonable and just rinse you on VAT.
That's all right. I'll send you the money.
Nice guy.
I am.
That's quite a lot of people in this. 250.
I
think we'll get to 300 and then I'll spin it. It's going up pretty quick.
Yeah, 300 for the spin.
Go on, type. 75. 80. Come on. 90. 10 more. And we're rolling. Right, and 300 rolling. And the first winner is Bicycle Tube, who is not a motherfucking sub, mate. He cheesed it again.
So Bicycle Tube, make yourself known to Sam.
Yeah, message me on Twitch, whisper me.
You can get him at LolBaneLaw as well on Twitter, whatever works best for you. And then we'll do the other one.
Hang on. Wait. Right, here we go. Roll in again. Where the fuck's my re-roll button? There it is. And roll. Next winner is NT Proto, who is a sub. So there we go.
Indeed he is. I remember that name, NT Proto. Yep, there you are.
So Proto, message me on Twitch with your name, address, what shirt you want, and what size.
Sound. XL, of course. So there you go. That was the Richard Lewis show. Obviously, thanks a lot for watching it. And I'll probably be back maybe even later tonight with a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance. But I got to load up on protein and saturated fat, as is the part of the course. So, yeah. Sam, great show. Audience, great show. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.